Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we're discussing one of my all-time favorite watches from Breitling. Launched in 2015, this is the Breitling Galactic Unitime SleekT. In stainless steel and tungsten carbide, this is a watch with a manufacturer movement, a chronometer certification, tons of versatility, and a Worldtime complication. It is 44 millimeters in diameter, 15.3 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 55.8 millimeters, and it has a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Let's throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. I believe you need a wrist a little bit larger than mine to wear this. I'll zoom out as much as I can to give you full scale relative to my hand and my arm. I'm not a small guy, but I do think that these lugs are out past the end of my wrist. So I'm going to recommend you have a 17 centimeter circumference wrist to wear this well. 16, I'm wearing on 16. You could get away with it, but I think for it to really look proportional, you're going to need bare minimum a 17 centimeter circumference wrist. The quality of the strap is surpassing, and it's not even that thick on the wrist. It should slide underneath most cuffs. Breitling straps have always seemed remarkably thick cut and luxurious, given the price points of the watch, and this is no exception. It's an aviator-style strap, which is a black calfskin, plenty of bolstering to stuff it up and give it volume, a contrasting white stitch, a sheer cut side, confirming that you are getting some thick cuts of leather, and then calfskin on the bottom, and you can see it's a brand new Breitling factory strap. We also have a Breitling factory pin buckle, and it is an elevated bridge buckle, which means, I'll show you what that means, that the actual bridge is above the prongs on each side, so when the strap goes into the buckle, it sits inside the buckle rather than stacking up and adding height on your wrist. The case is bimetallic. We have the bewitching gray, I would almost say blue-gray tungsten carbide bezel, as hard as ceramic and just as scratch resistant. It's the heat shield for the rest of the watch. And then the case is all in high-polished stainless steel. You can see Breitling used little inserts at the end of the case to ensure that there's no substantial daylight between the strap and the case, so it's a very integrated look because of those little polished inserts. It's a relatively simple case shape with integrated lugs that come to tapered ends. And then we have the chronomat-inspired onion-style knurled crown with little crown guard structures. It is a screw-down crown. The watch does have 100 meters of water resistance. Now, the dial is designed to evoke the 1950s Unitime 1260. So you have the image of the globe, and you have just about everyone in the frame, though if you're on the Pacific coast of the United States, it looks like you're losing out. The surrounding 24 reference cities are stand-ins for the world's 24 principal time zones. Before we demonstrate that, I'll do a quick loom shot so you can see the watch is satisfactorily loomed, including all three hands, so you know it's running in the dark. Now, the way you do this is you set your reference city at 12 o'clock. Just remember, your reference city should be straight up. It should not be inverted, so it's not at 6 o'clock. Now, here's how you set the time. There is the Worldtime reference ring, which rotates counterclockwise. Note the cities are staying put here. And I can set my time, and the watch does in fact include a date, but let me set my time to now 4 in the afternoon if I'm in Rio de Janeiro. Now I can change my reference city at 12 o'clock, and it does the math for me. And notice, cities that use summertime and wintertime have alternate setting modes. So I can use Paris, or I can use Paris as alternate, indicated by the red delta and a little circle at the end of it, or a little sprocket at the end of it. Now, that is how you read the global time. So I can see if I'm in Kiev, it is right now 9 o'clock. And I know it's 9 p.m. because adjacent to Kiev, I can see that we have 2100. That 24-hour reference ring features two semicircles, one in white, that's the areas roughly where it's day, and one semicircle in black, those are the areas roughly where it is night. You can see it's 6 a.m. in Noumea, it's 12 noon in Denver, and that's how that works. So it is a world time function. Inside, we have Breitling's first ever manufacturer movement that's not a chronograph. and that is the Breitling caliber B35. So it's an evolution of the B01 automatic winding. It has a 70-hour power reserve. It does feature a stop seconds function if you pull the crown out all the way. It has the Worldtime's function. It beats away at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. Pivots on 41 joules. It's adjusted in 5 positions, and it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. This watch features the dial design known as Trophy Black. It was also available in silver. And you can see it's an upscale look with applique rhodium-plated steel indices, so no printed dial features here. And in good taste, it uses a date disc that's the same color as the dial. You can even see the font used for the 2 is the same font used for the 2 on the dial, and that's something a lot of watch designers often overlook. So reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.